Hello, today I will play some Blitz, but I thought I would start with some tactics first, so let's just get going with those. Maybe we could break 2000 today. Need 120 points to do that. So what's going on here? I feel like this king could be in some trouble. Maybe this king is as well, but I think it's alright for now. We have something going on here. If we could just move that knight, it would have been mate if the knight wasn't there. So we could try to move the knight, but it might be too slow. Or we could just try to sack the queen right away. But okay, maybe it could work. So king must take, that's forced, and then maybe play the knight up here. And the king could go here or back here, but it cannot take because of this bishop. But if the king goes back here, then we have checkmate here. That means the king, let me just clean it up a bit, takes up. That means it must go here. But then I have this check, maybe king runs here. Thanks for the follow, Monkey. And Anonymous. I really appreciate that. And hello, Pota. I became an affiliate yesterday, yes. You are Twitch man. Well, yeah, I am Twitch man, maybe. I'm a bit retard, sorry. That's alright. Oh, so yeah, you talk loud in the caps. Well, hello at least. I think the solution is to sacrifice here. But it could also be another knight move, which follows it up. But let's just use this move for now. So, goes here. And I guess it must be to give this check, and the king goes... Yeah, but the king could take here as well. So maybe it's actually better to move the knight here, to at least protect there. And then the king goes here, so we can check here. King goes here. Then we maybe check here. This is becoming rather messy, I would say. I'm considering just doing it. Knight b5 first. Yeah, it could be. It's less forcing, but it could certainly be. Because then it threatened the mate, and it might just be that, and that there's no defense, of course. But what if after knight b5, for instance, you play bishop here to protect? Is it any... Okay, you could check here, and that's a mate. So yeah, it could certainly be that. What if you take a2? Yeah, that's kind of my main... was my main idea. Sacrifice your queen. Yeah, I'm tempted by that as well. I think chess make me smart. Yeah, that could be. I say sack. Are we gonna vote for it? But is it any response that white has if he just played quietly? That's the question. Because maybe he can't do anything. I don't see any checks. The rook, well, both rooks protects here, the bishop and the pawn. So most likely it's alright. But I kind of doubt there isn't a mate in this line somehow. I feel like it just has to be. What if we just, for instance, go here then with the knight instead? Yeah, but they can still take here. Yeah, but that could still be a mate. I feel like both moves should be winning. But I'm not entirely sure, so probably just one of them are. Knight b5, rook takes... Yeah, rook takes a7. Is that an issue? Sorry, h7. Queen g6. Ah, you remove the pawn. Yeah, that could well be what makes us have to sack the queen and kind of deliver all the moves with the check. So I think you have convinced me. Change your Twitch name to Mr. Queen Sack. Yeah, maybe we have to. On the other hand, if we play the knight up, maybe that will result in a king sack because of this line with taking here and then queen here. Isn't that just mate, actually? I think that's just mate. Because, well, you take and then this move, and this is forced, and then it's checkmate here. So let's go for it. But now we need to figure out the best knight move. So I'm thinking this, and then we go here, and then maybe we can try to check here. That's one option. And then you could... Well, you could move back into the the A file with a discovery. Or you could like go for the more simpler move, just giving this check with the rook. And then you have to go here. And if you check here, this is forced. Yeah, and then you just check here. Yeah, that's what I missed earlier. I thought it was possible to then maybe take the knight, but it's not, because that's protected by this rook. So I think that's just mate. Oh, he just ran into the much faster mate. Let's actually look at the lines, because this was quite interesting, I would say. Let me just try. Where is the analysis here? There, view analysis. Alright, so let's first look at the line where we don't give a check. So we go here and we threaten mate. But now we take here. And if you take back, it's checkmate in 2 moves. And if you don't take back, then you... Well, yeah, you have to move down either here or here. And this check is kind of problematic. Oh, wait, it's not. You can take... Alright, it doesn't matter. You have the checkmate in the end. So that means we had to give the check. And now he just moved back. But if he moves up here... Yeah, you can of course delay it by 1 move by doing this. But that's kind of pointless. So... this was at least the line I was thinking about, and now first time I looked at it I thought maybe you could take here. I just forgot about this rook, but now it's just gonna be a kind of, what is it called, staircase mate, something like that with the 2 rooks. So that was a bit tricky, but we figured it out in the end. Was this the line you wrote, Jakob? Let's see, knight c6, king b3, rook. Yeah, it's the same line, yeah. Alright, we made it in the end. Even though I got some help from you guys. So let's hope this one is slightly easier. So what's going on here? The material is equal. A lot of rooks in the E file. That white king could be in some trouble, but it's not. It looks like it's alright, at least. If you just like go directly and just take here, I guess it's just gonna end up with a lot of trades, and I can't really see the point of that. My feed rating is 1688. You can actually write, if you write exclamation mark rating, I think. There it is. Alright, but I don't really see the point of just trading off the rooks. What could be nice was if we could like bring the queen into this e-file. Now we are threatening to take air and win material, and at the same time threaten something else with a double attack. But the only way we can really enter the E-line is by going here, and that doesn't really do anything more, so white could, for instance, just trade off that rook. I'm thinking maybe it could be something about this square, but it is kind of well protected at the moment. At least. But yeah, it could of course not even be about a king attack. This bishop isn't protected, that's one thing. It doesn't seem too easy to start attacking it either. Bishop g5. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Putting some pressure on the queen. Wow, that's just brilliant. Because if you move the queen, you can no longer protect here. So I think that's just winning, actually. Yeah, I don't see any defense against it. You can try to take care, but it's just gonna drop the queen, and you can take care as well. And take back and then take care. I guess you actually can get that much out of it. Okay, almost. Because if so, you had a queen against rook and bishop, which is good, but not like completely winning. But in the end, then you have queen here with a check and winning that rook. Unless I missed something even better. But yeah, maybe we'll actually get to show that line. Yeah, and if you take, then you have this. Alright, good. But I didn't feel like I solved that one myself. I'm gonna try not to. You can of course write moves if you want to, but I'm gonna try not to use them before I've solved it myself. But yeah, doesn't always work like that. Alright, here is a lot of stuff going on with stuff going down here. We can take here. I feel like that's kind of the most critical move, just take here. What's going on there? A lot of responses as well, but maybe you actually have to take here. Because if not, I mean, if you just say you recapture with the rook, then you just take here afterwards and you win a piece. And the material is equal now, so winning a piece should be enough. So you take here, and then black probably takes here. But then you take maybe with the queen and support the knight, but the issue about that is that that knight is pinned. So I'm not sure if we can protect it in the long run. And what if we, for instance, go here instead of taking back here? Then you could take the queen, but then I take the queen with a check, so you take back, and in the end I take here. But that's just equal material in the end, I think, if I calculated this correctly. I say queen to k1688. Yeah, that's kind of far outside the chessboard though. But I don't really see what other moves it should be. This is the only critical move that I can see. Could maybe take this pawn, but I guess it's a bit more than that. So we take, and you take here. And I don't really see the point if you just take with the rook, because then the rook takes here and maybe trade off, and it's just still equal material. But now we have the less active pieces as well. So I think maybe we could try that line by taking back with the queen. And hope we can kind of deal with the whole pin thing. And worst case is we give back the piece, so it's at least not losing material. I think this must be the first move at least, but we could of course keep considering this move. But the way I calculated it, it didn't really work. So takes with a check. So I guess the only move that makes sense is to take back. You could trade off a pair of rooks, but I don't think it's any point to that, so you could also take back here. But then it's still equal material. I would say I have the better position. With the double pawns here, this pawn is isolated and with some pressure against it, but not enough for it to really be a tactic. Usually the tactics have some very clear ways to win, but not always, of course, so it could be. Also, maybe even if I go here, you don't really have to take the queen. Maybe you can protect your own queen, though I doubt that's it. But if you take here, it could just be... Yeah, okay, it was. No, it's nothing wrong with it. It's just that you have this thing to deal with, so I'm not entirely convinced you will get that knight safe again. But maybe it's just not that easy to deal with. But what if we, for instance, now go queen to the side? So now you can't move the knight, or you still can move the knight, because it's gonna take the queen and eventually win a rook. And then you could play maybe f4, but then f6, so we will probably lose the knight, but maybe win a pawn for it. Queen h5. Yeah, that's a good move. Yes, and also let me actually just show that line. So, okay, there are several options here, but maybe this is the most critical one. So we move here with the idea of freeing, but still what's really important now, if say you play f6, is that you can bring the knight back here or here and support the rook, because if you just move that knight, just say here, it would have been a back rank mate. But yes. Okay. Here we are in a check, so that kind of restricts the possible moves we can make. We can move up here, or... Okay, we have a lot of moves actually, 5 different places. So I assume one of them is quite a bit better than the others. We are pretty close to mating ourselves though. If we weren't in a check now, we could have checked here and the knight blocks and then take and checkmate. So we probably want to move the king somewhere where we can kind of use that idea maybe next move. So one thing about moving either here or here is that we can be checked again next move. On the other hand, I'm not sure that is so good either, but maybe it's just all about mating as soon as possible. How is white gonna deal with this situation, even if he had a couple of moves? So say next move he just moves here. And then maybe go here, if I just go here for instance. And then I go to the side and threaten mate. How do you deal with that? I don't think I want to go here, because in that very line, in the end then, it's possible to give this check. And after that the rook drops. So that's a reason for not going here. And if I go here, then you have this issue maybe. But I mean, it's just another check. Yeah, but in the end, also if you go here, you have this check. But I'm not sure why that is such a big deal. But it could also be about just keeping it as simple as possible. So at least that leaves this move as maybe the move which makes just this mate threat as hard as possible for him to delay. There is a direct mate threat by going here. As far as I can tell, the only way you can stop that is by moving the knight here. And then you just move the rook here anyways and you threaten mate again. And this check is not possible because the knight is pinned. So as far as I can say it's just unstoppable. I'm gonna try that. Checkmate. But let's have a look why the other lines didn't work, or if it just was a bit longer to the mate. Let's see. King d6 threatening rook g4. I'm gonna look at it all. First this line. King d6 threatening rook g4. Rook g4. You mean b5? I guess. Rook g4. Rook c6. What do you mean his response will be now? To give a check or to block the mate? To block the mate, probably. And then he goes here. No, sorry, it's my turn. So if I go here, then he goes here. Yeah, okay, the idea is, of course, it's not that I am in danger, but I'm down a piece, of course, so I kind of need to deliver that mate. I kind of didn't think about that. I was more worried about mating, but I really need to prove something. Alright, and what about all the other lines? So if I go here, let's see. If I go here, I guess he has threats. Yeah, it's probably the same thing. This check. Okay, probably got down. And what's his response now? Oh, the rook is hanging, of course. Alright. Behave in the chat, Pota. Alright, but we have completed all some so far. I haven't really understood them all, but at least haven't made any wrong moves. Here we are down a piece, but we have some dangerous pawns. So we could either just try to make a queen as soon as possible, or I doubt that's the solution, but we could try to move back and try to control this pawn. That pawn can't really push then, but maybe this pawn will just start rolling. But maybe you could just block off everything actually. So we go here. Yeah, but maybe, I guess we're gonna play for a win here. So if I just go here, maybe you can just take here. And if I take, you just push this pawn. And these pawns I can never take. I can never take these pawns. Because if I take the back one, then this will run. And it's kind of just, he has the same here. So it's only gonna be a draw if I go for that move. And that seems a bit too simple, so I'm gonna assume there is a win here. And if we are gonna win, I feel like there are a couple of options we could try. We could try to push here, we could try to bring the king in, or we could try to push one of these pawns. But if we push this pawn, then this pawn will drop. So I really doubt that's gonna be winning. And if we push this pawn, then the king gets here, and it's also probably gonna be a bit problematic. But maybe if we combine with this, if you just bring the king in, and then say, let's say he plays a bit defensive and just takes this pawn. And then I give a check here, and he goes here, but then I check with this one. Yeah, that looks winning. I don't really see his way out of this if I just go here. Okay, good. So I guess I push this pawn first, and now. Okay, I just need to think what happens if he goes here. I think that's alright. Then I go here. But is it any difference from just going here first? I don't see the difference between that. So if I push immediately, he takes and I go here. And then I threaten queen next move. Or if I go here first, then he probably pushes the pawn, and then I feel like those moves are completely the same. Bishop g5, yeah, you are right. Yeah, couldn't move the king because this move kind of just stops everything, and this pawn is gonna win the game for white. All right. So we have at least past 1900. That's good. Here I doubt it's about a mate, because that king seems a bit far away. But it could very easily be about winning a piece. Or maybe trapping the queen for that matter. That queen doesn't look too safe, I would say. This knight could also be weak, but it is protected for now. But what if I just go here and try to trap this queen somehow? So we can't escape down here because of the knight and pawn. And you cannot, of course, escape up here. So either you must move the queen to the side, or you must block it with something. But if you block with the bishop, then I guess that's just free bishop. Actually, you can take with a bishop, and that's a fork winning the queen. So that's hopeless. And if you push the pawn, maybe you can actually just take with the pawn, and that bishop is trapped, so either you must give up the rook, which is of course very good, not winning the queen, but still good. And if you take with the bishop, and this piece is hanging. Okay, we need to consider that the knight is also being threatened actually. But we could just take back with the knight, maybe that's better. Should be winning options. And if the queen moves to the side, I guess this move traps the queen. But I think that must be it. Okay, no fight there, just giving up the queen immediately. Alright, this knight is being threatened. We could have some sort of discovery against the queen if we move the knight, but it doesn't really seem likely that we can move the knight somewhere where it really threatens anything else at the moment. We could also here maybe try to trap the queen actually. It's not that safe. But of course we can trap the queen as long as it just threatens to take here. And if I just go here, it's easy for the queen. Well, it's not easy for the queen to escape up here. Actually, all the squares are taken. So is that just a trapped queen right there on the board? I think it is. Okay. That was kind of surprising. I didn't feel like the queen was that in that much trouble if you just looked at it very simple visually without actually studying the specific squares. Thank you, Bounce. I think I'm good for now, but maybe later. I'll remember. I actually made one emote, but I don't think it's available yet. No. Just made that Shattered King logo emote, which you can get if you subscribe, and also you will get this thing next to your username. Let me just write something. That Shattered King thing there. That was kind of what I had time for yesterday after I became an affiliate. I'll make more of those stuff later. The logo looks very nice. Thank you. It was kind of just what I was able to make with my Photoshop skills, which aren't that good. But yeah, I'm happy with it. Alright, let's go on. That Black King seems to be in a lot of trouble. Just something like this looks very scary. But I think the only move is to move the knight here. It's a bit of a confusing position, so I might just be missing some move here. But say that happens, but then you just take with the rook and it's a double check. And isn't that just checkmate? When it's a double check, the only way out of it is if you can move the king. You can never capture the checking piece or block it, because, well, it's two pieces. So, yeah, as far as I can tell, that's it. Good. Deadly double check here. What's going on here? Certainly a lot of stuff going on this side of the board. I think one idea is to just take here. Okay, you can take with the knight, but at least if the queen moves, you can take here afterwards. That's certainly something which could be used. Hello, Tiny IQ. Not that much is up, but I'm trying to solve some tactics, and it goes, well, decently, I would say. Could get better. Thank you, Coldplayer. And how are you? Oh wow, thank you, Coldplayer, for the 100 bits. First bits. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's good. Maybe we also could just try to... Thank you for the follow, Tiny IQ. I appreciate that. You dropped the follow, yes, thank you. How's school going? It's alright. I have had 2 exams on Tuesday and Wednesday, and I'm having the last one next Wednesday, so soon it's summer, but not quite yet. But it's alright. Hello, Milk Braids. How are you? Yes, thank you, Tiny IQ, and have a good day, you too. Well, I kind of didn't consider the fact that the knight can take here as well, but I'm not sure if that changes too much. But what if we push here? The bishop can't move away because then the queen drops, but I guess you could just take here. And then it's not too much going on. My dad says I have to watch this for an hour before I can play Fortnite, even though I don't have school until Tuesday. Well, isn't chess much more fun than Fortnite anyways? I think your dad is a wise man. It's more educational, yeah. Let's hope so. At least it's educational, maybe when it comes to chess. I'm not sure how much you can translate that into other types of education, but I think playing chess is good for your brain in general. You didn't shave today. No, I am not shaved today. Do you think I should have? My friends don't play chess though. But we are your friends, Milk. I play soccer too. I think soccer is nice to watch, but I don't play. Okay, what's going on here? Can we win some material somehow? I can't really make it work. Because you want to have the knight here to threaten this, but on the other hand you kind of want the knight to take here maybe. Could you use some other piece? Just move this one up, for instance. It seems to be a bit too slow. And what if you just trade off everything here? I don't really see the point of doing that. Could you just, like, for instance, bring the rook over? I mean, I feel like white just threatens to take here and deal with the issues. Unless the queen could be trapped in the end or something like that. What do you think about knight takes b5, knight takes b5, a6? Knight takes. I think you found the solution. That's what I think about it. Yeah, I didn't really find that idea. I found like all the components of the idea, I feel like, because I considered this, but with a bishop here it can just take. But when it is a knight, then that knight can't really do any damage. No checks possible because queen or bishop takes. If this bishop hadn't been there, I don't think it would have been good, because you could probably check here. Maybe it still could have worked, but at least more risky. But they don't believe... Well, I haven't read your first message there. I tell my friends soccer is like chess, because I have to plan ahead for what my opponent is going to do. But they don't believe me, they only play Fortnite. Yeah, there are of course certain strategic similarities between chess and other sports, but in chess you have much more control over what you want to happen will actually happen. It's not like you just move a piece and then it ends up somewhere else than where you wanted to. Like when you pass the ball in football. At least it doesn't happen that often. Maybe sometimes in Blitz. Or when you have, or with those drag move issues at chess.com, if you know what I'm talking about. That especially when you draw a lot of arrows, suddenly you make a move which you didn't want to. I have to shave every day, so it's nice to see someone. That's good cosplayer. I don't bother shaving every day, but it's not that long. But I see that you can see it. What do you think about the chess.com tactics rating? Yeah, at least I am very overrated. On my personal account, or the one I don't, my non-streaming account, I have like 2-2, a bit more than that in tactics. So if you compare that with my feed rating, for instance, it's like more than 500 points above. So, and I don't think that's because I am particularly good at tactics. I think it's just that people in general are a bit overrated. I might be more overrated than the average though. Yeah, same for me. It's yeah, they could of course have tried to change it. But the other hand, maybe just everyone is happy with being overrated, right? They just believe they are so good, so nobody complains. Thank you for the follow, Milk Crate. Okay, we started a new puzzle, but I haven't even looked at it yet. So let's try to figure out what's going on. Feel like there could be something down here, maybe. This bishop is a bit weak, only protected by the queen. We could try to move a bishop here to threaten the queen, but we could also try to move the knight up to add pressure here. What if we just take here immediately? And then I assume you take, because if you move to the side, you just kind of lost a pawn for nothing. And then maybe you check here, with the threat also of bringing the queen in. I'm not sure how forcing it is, but it looks scary at least. And if you at some point try to use the queen for the defense, then you can probably take here. Even though you gave away a bishop when you sacked here, so it's not that good to win back a piece. Maybe in the end you will be up a pawn, but it's a bit hard to say. Your English is great. What is your first language? My first language is Norwegian. I'm from Norway. I'm not sure if my English is that great, but thank you. I like the consistent streams. First thing I see when I get home. That's good, Coldplayer. I really want to check out your streams more too, but I really haven't had time lately. I hope I'll get some more time soon. But the one I watched was really good. And also speaking about consistent streams, I haven't been able to stream that much last week, and same thing the coming week. I won't actually be streaming until Monday in a bit more than a week, because yeah, I have my last exam and then I'm going home for the summer, so gonna take some time there, but then I will try to stream a bit more during the summer. What if it goes? I assume okay means goes or something. Yeah. Yeah, in the line I showed. Yeah, maybe it's nothing then. It's certainly an option. Yeah, it could be problematic. Autocorrect, yeah. Because I mean, it would have been kind of a weird typo. But yeah, I just turned off autocorrect on my phone. It made too many mistakes. Queen e4, yeah, but maybe bishop here then. If we are talking about the line here. Oh, afterwards, queen here. Yeah, it could certainly work, maybe. But I feel like this is a bit above my level, because the thing is, this is one line, and maybe that could work, but there are so many other lines to consider, because of course I just say, yeah, if he goes here and if he goes bishop here, if I'm gonna try all those lines, it's gonna be so much different stuff, so I to some degree doubt that's the solution, but it could of course be. We could of course also try to just bring this one here immediately. It's more forcing to take first, of course. But how are you going to respond if I just bring the knight here? Yeah, g6 might stop it. That's true. Maybe h6 is enough too. Okay, it's a bit risky. You can also then... I don't know how to... Maybe h6 is alright, but... g6 seems even safer. And I don't think it's any point of just taking here immediately. It would be really nice actually to get... Yeah, it's not even possible. But if you could get a knight here and this bishop wasn't here. Really valuable when you can check, or not check, but threaten a piece that's already being threatened and also threaten the defender. That's almost always gonna win material. Wow, take. Okay, that could work. So if you go here, you can maybe take here. And if the king takes, you have queen here because this pawn is pinned. But I'm not sure even that's gonna mate. It looks very scary, but also he doesn't really have to play G. He could play f5 if he wants to, for instance. So I think maybe this is the best option. So I think I'm just gonna try that. Okay, first mistake of the day, but that's alright. Let's look at the analysis board. That was a very simple move I should not have missed. Just a basic double threat. You threaten the bishop and you threaten the mate. Yeah, that was a bit bad to miss, I would say. Oh, wait, it wasn't to take. Then I'm confused again. I guess maybe I just take here. What happened now? Can you take here? No. Take with the knight? What's... so we maybe have a forced win. Was that really a forced mate all along? I mean, it's so many other lines which it doesn't show. What happens here if you play f5, for instance? That's like, I can get that one line is winning, but when you actually play it, you need to study all the lines, not just the lines being shown, unless you don't want to guess. So what if you go here now, for instance? I mean, it might have weaknesses that as well, but you also need to think about what happens at g6. Yeah, because it actually says this is a very bad line. It doesn't play the best moves at all. I mean, but let's look at the evaluation. Oh wait, it says this move is no good. Why is that? Oh, I just forgot the knight was hanging. That was a bit stupid. f5 is taken d6. Yeah, I just kind of forgot about the knight. That changes stuff. That was a messy puzzle. Here it could be something about attacking that king. I'm not sure, is this move any good? It threatens this, but I guess maybe the queen takes. What other moves are good? Could be good here. So if we go here, queen takes. I don't really see the follow-up. You could take here with the rook. Bishop goes in between. I doubt that's winning. No point about taking here first, because queen takes. You don't have any discovery checks or anything, so if you move the knight, you just drop the queen. Maybe we could try to move the knight somewhere else though, like here. But then you can actually just take with the bishop, and this is no longer a big issue, as it's not a check. But of course the knight is threatened, so it could more be about a defensive puzzle where you want to deal with that, but that doesn't seem so hard if your only goal is to help that knight. You could just move it here, for instance. And you still threaten this move, but it seems kind of easy to deal with. I guess. You could have some troubles with the pawn. Maybe I just take here and threaten the knight again. And you could take with a check and king to the side. Unless it's very scary when the queen gets in. Yeah, but in this particular line, I guess you have this move in the end. And that would have been very good for me if this bishop wasn't there, because then I could check here and the king had to take and I could take the queen. But with the bishop that doesn't work. And also this was just one of very many possible ways he could try to defend that. And could we try to trap the queen? It doesn't seem too likely. But if the knight should move, this is the only where it doesn't seem to be dropping. But it doesn't seem really to be a tactic if the whole point is just to save that knight. I don't think we are able to mate without the queen. So I don't think we can sacrifice the queen somehow. No, I'm a bit stuck on this one. If this was a real game, I think I would just have played this because it seems to be not dropping the knight. But of course in a real game I don't expect there to be tactics around all the time, but here I do. Could be scared that as well if you maybe go here and you threaten mate. But should be able to deal with that. Oh wait, we do threaten this move. I think I'm just gonna do it, but I don't really believe it's correct. Now, let's find out. Knight f6 is the best move. Alright, I looked at that, but I didn't. Okay, so we take with the queen. Oh, I just missed this. Yeah, I miss a bit too much today. Free rook there in the end. Okay. Here we are at the moment down a piece, but we could take that back. Could also consider to take here. And pawn takes, at least you open up a bit against the black king, but it's nothing immediately. Could be something here going on, but it is protected at the moment. So then we need to distract the queen somehow. And I don't really see how we should do that. But it could be as simple as that if you take here immediately, that's bad for some reason, maybe possible to sacrifice here, something like that. But if you take here first, then it's alright. Could be as simple as that. But I don't really see it. How is the pawn situation? We are up a lot of pawns. So materially it should be enough to just trade off the rooks and then take here. Even though it drops this pawn if the rook takes back, but that's not too dramatic. I just don't see the issue. If you take here, the only thing that could be dangerous is maybe taking here, but you just take. I don't really see that's gonna be a mate somehow. So maybe it could be more about that we have a more powerful attack than just trading off pieces. But I don't see what that should be either. So if we take here, take, and we open up, we could bring the queen up here. But I don't understand how we could continue the attack. And at least, I mean, he gets a move to kind of deal with it, as it's no check. Yeah, I don't see it. Let's try to take. And take. That's... I wouldn't call this a tactic. What's the point? Yeah. Learning to trade pieces. Almost mate in one here, but unfortunately there's a knight there. Could we get that knight away somehow? Yes, I think the solution is yes. We could either try to take here first, and then queen takes, and then we can take here, because if you take then it's a checkmate. Or we could take here first, and wait, it's not checkmate actually, because if you move the knight, then the king can escape here. So then it's actually kind of important that the queen is still here. Because that's going to be a mate. But if the queen has moved, then the king can escape up here. So if we play this line, maybe that's not good. But if you take here first, and if you take with the queen, then I guess you just take here and you have 2 pieces for the rook, so it's still good, and also we threaten to take this knight. So I think that must be it. Wait, he just took there, so then I guess we just delivered the mate. Yes, of course. Alright. That was more like a normal tactic. What's going on here? It's a mate threat. A lot of pieces everywhere. But can't I just mate myself by just checking here? Okay, you can bring the queen back, but if you go here, then it's checkmate. But if the queen goes back... Wow, but you take with the bishop, and the queen can take because of the pin, and the king can take because the queen protects. That's a bit fancy, I would say, that you can just take here. And then the king goes here. But then you just trade off the queens and take here, and you're up 3 pawns. Okay, maybe it was something even better, because I think that looked very good. Must have been a very quick mate then. It's a mate in 2, it says. Where does it... Oh, just missed this. Yeah, okay, but both moves were completely winning. You go here, and then you take here, 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 and yes, it's opposite colored bishops, but it's 3 pawns, so no issue. But of course, a mate in 2 is so much better. Endgame. And that pawn looks problematic. No direct way of stopping it. But maybe we can try to find a way by being a bit creative. So we kind of want to move this pawn, because then we could go here and deal with it. But if you just move the pawn, then of course it's just going to be a promotion. And that promotion actually comes with a checkmate in 2 moves. You can block with the knight, but then you take the knight with the queen, and that's the checkmate. With the support of this king and this annoying pawn standing in the way. So I guess that leaves a check as the option. So you could check here, or you could check with the knight. But this check makes sense, because to some degree it threatens to go here and deal with everything. But if the king goes here, that I guess that's the only way where it can still control this square, because this is controlled by the pawn, so that's not possible. So after this is forced. And maybe it could be that you then can just go here anyway. And if the king takes, you have some sort of knight check maneuver, which could win the game, but I'm not entirely sure what that should be. You could maybe try to check. Oh wait, you just check with the pawn. And if it takes, I guess you should try to take this pawn. Then you just go here and deal with it, and that last pawn's gonna win the game. I think that's it. Nice. A lot of pressure against this bishop here. With the 3 pieces, but also 3 defenders, unfortunately, so that means it's just holdable for black at the moment. Yeah, what could we try? Could of course just try to trade some of the pieces off and hope somewhere along that line we get some other ID. But I don't really see what that should be. You just take back with the rook, and not too much have changed. You could trade off once more and the queen gets here. And still don't see it, and if you trade off the queens, in the end you have this check with the knight, but I don't think it's gonna do too much. So maybe it's no point to start trading. I don't really think you should take here, because that's just gonna be a dangerous pawn, probably. Important is that this queen is not being threatened, because that bishop is pinned. Could be interesting to maybe just move the knight here though, actually. Because if you take, then it's gonna be big issues here. And if you don't, we have added more pressure here. So that could very easily be the answer. I think I'm gonna try that. Alright, so now I guess you take... let's just see what happens if you take with the queen first. I don't think that's gonna be it. No, it's nothing, I think. So we take with the rook. Now we take with the queen. And if here you move here, I guess you just win the game by moving here, for instance. No, of course you just go here with a double check. That's gonna win the game. We have some discovery IDs. Okay, this also. Against that queen. But this, I guess you could just take back with the queen, and that's a free piece for black. And say you move this knight, I don't know where, maybe here. Well, maybe we could trap the queen somehow, actually. That queen doesn't have that many places to go if you open up for the rook down here. So where could it go? I mean, the knight takes these squares, and queen takes this, knight takes this one, and the rook, of course, takes this whole thing. These squares are covered, so, and the queen takes this one, so I guess the only way you can try to escape is either, let me just do it the other way around, to one of these two squares. Unfortunately, I don't see how we could use the knight to cover both of those. But if you go to this one, then you have this thing again. And now it's gonna win the queen. So that means this is forced. But then you just go here and cover that. Yes, good. Eliminating all the squares for the queen there. Alright, this seems to be very dangerous for black. Is it actually winning to just take with the queen? You threaten mate here, so I think it must take with the rook. And then you give a check on the back rank. Only move is to move rook back, but then you give a check here. And that's gonna be checkmate. Yes. Nice one. This square is in a lot of problems, but it is holdable at the moment. Maybe you can just sacrifice the rook here. Yeah, I don't see how we are gonna deal with that. Okay, we should maybe think about this check for doing it. And if we just move the rook back, then the bishop drops. Also with a check. I mean, I had threatened mate here then, but it is with a check, so I've gotten a play invitation, and I can play some Blitz soon if you are watching one, but I'm just gonna finish this tactic at least, but I have planned to play some Blitz too, so if you are watching we can do that soon. And that goes for anyone else watching who wants to play as well. Just send me an invitation when I start playing Blitz. Alright, so anything better after that? Wait, can't you just take here actually? Because takes and then it's checkmate here. That's a bit more forcing. Alright, let's play some Blitz and then we'll maybe do some more tactics afterwards. Would be cool to break 2000 today, but it takes some time, so I'm not sure we're gonna have time. I underestimate the time it takes to increase that tactics rating. Let's see. So if you still want to play, you can send me an invitation now if you are watching. Some Blitz time control. It doesn't really matter. I just need to remember to check out which one it is. Like I forgot a bit yesterday. There we have it, 3-minute game, so no increment done. Alright, let's go. Yeah, I don't really know any theory in these kinds of lines, but I don't think it's the positions where you need to know the most. I think it's good that I managed to bring the bishop out so it's not blocked behind my own pawns, but it could of course get in problems over here. That's why I give it this h7 square, which I kind of need now. And another bad thing about it is I lose support of b7, but it doesn't seem to be a big issue in this game. So maybe he can go here and exploit this move, but I think I'm good with that open C file, and also this move really takes control over this square and kind of supports my center. At some point I could also consider to push e5, but I don't think it's any point of doing that yet. So this bishop is becoming rather good, I would say, even though it's not doing anything particular at the moment. It just takes a lot of squares. Should I do this? I'm not sure. Probably alright. Okay. So maybe I want to bring my rook back to the A file actually at some point. Let me try this move. Yeah, I'm a bit down on time, so I should try to move a bit faster. Now I can take here, right? Think so? So I'm up a pawn, so that means I'm kind of happy with trades. Oh, wow. That was a misclick. I was really lucky that queen stopped right there. And that was not chess.com's fault. I just misclicked. Or mouse slipped, might be more correct. Whew. Luckily it stopped at maybe the best square it could. Scary stuff. So that knight's gonna be a bit annoying there, but on the other hand, I'm threatening this pawn. I should be able to win this. Okay, I dropped a pawn, or I mean I won a pawn first, so. Wait, could I just have taken here? I think so. Let's see. Yes, that was a free rook. Forgot about that. Just push. This is protected. Is rook hanging? Yes, monkey. Didn't see that. That's not good. But this pawn looks like a monster. It seems kind of unstoppable. Well, to some degree are able to stop it, but it did cost some material. Was it a mate here maybe? No, I don't think so. So now I'm just up a pure bishop. But I'm down on time. Now that king seems to be in some trouble. Can we give a mate here? Maybe I actually made it a bit harder to give the mate now. But that king is not going anywhere soon. Now I think he helped me. Okay, maybe we can go there. Is he getting away from this? I mean, I still have a very easily won position, but I'm not really capable of playing fast. Oh, I can't take there. If he takes my pawn, but he didn't. What's going on here? I'm still a bit low on time, but I am at least increasing my time. I should be able to checkmate here fairly easy. But I'm not too confident. Oh, now I'm pre-moving without knowing. Okay, now I trade off the rook, so at least I can't lose the game. Even if I run out on time, but now I'm up on time, so this should be fairly easy. Let's just not stalemate him. Wow, that was a... Well, I'm not sure if it was a crazy game, but the time situation was stressing. And it was very scary when I... yeah, I was just gonna trade off the queen and then play this. But that was a lucky mouse slip. If I had slipped, well, here it would have been okay actually because of this. But if I had slipped here or here or here, that would have been losing. But it worked out this time. So thanks for the game if you are watching. You want a rematch? I don't see the rematch button, so I assume you have kind of left the game. Let me just play a 5-5 as some more time. At least I won't get in the same situation as now, that I'm just completely winning and just almost flagging. So it's gonna be a Petrov. So he just takes, that's the most normal move, so nothing too unique going on yet. And I take, I hope he doesn't play d4. That's kind of the move I find most annoying. Alright, so he decides to play a bit aggressively, just putting some pressure here. I'm not that used to that in this line. I'm more used to it before you take those pawns. So I'm not really sure what the best move is. It could be to maybe just bring the bishop out. I'm gonna try that. I don't think this works. And now just castle. Yeah, I think it's alright. I could consider to push d5 at some point. I guess he will play d3 to, or maybe just that. Now I could go d5 if I want to. Or I could just move the knight back. Let me try d5. Seems a bit more aggressive. It's not really a threat to take the bishop though, because you can just take back here. But I could do it if I want to. Unless I have a good intermediate move, like maybe taking here. Yeah, but the thing is the bishop will be hanging. So I guess I maybe have to take here. Maybe this wasn't too good for me. Or I could... I mean, I could move back and then take... Okay, maybe trade off the queens. Oh, I don't want to trade off the queens, because then the rook gets here and can take here. But... Alright, could I just go back? It is a move that could be very bad. Let's try it, actually. Because if I just took care, he would take care, and he would still threaten my bishop and also threaten the pawn. So he takes. And now I guess I should just take here. Because as I said, if I take and let him take first, he can take here in the end of that line. So this looks better. That queen could look a bit scary, but it can't really do anything by itself. Maybe he wants to trade off the queens. Maybe I want to later. It feels a bit unnecessary to allow his... Wow, let's not pre-move anything by accident, even though this was a very safe pre-move, actually. It seems a bit unnecessary to let the rook get down here for free. Wait, what if I just go here now? Okay, I guess he can just take here if he wants to. And then I take. So that way I might just be losing a tempo. So maybe this is just better. This pawn could easily get weak though. But he hasn't taken any central control with the pawns. Okay, so he tries to threaten here. How important is that pawn? It could be a bit problematic to defend. I could defend it now though, just by doing this. I don't really think I have anything better either, so let's just do that for now. Alright, this knight could become annoying, but... Yeah, okay, I guess the main idea is just to take here. To what degree should we care about that? I could go here, but I'm not sure how long I can stay there. It is 2 pieces putting pressure and 2 defending. I don't want him to just be able to take here. What about something like queen here? Threatening the queen, and if it takes, I can take back and also threaten this move. But if he takes here, he also protects the queen though. Then I take with the pawn, and he takes my queen, and I take back. It's very problematic to actually defend here, maybe. Let's try that. Can he go anywhere and not trade off the queens? I guess he could go back here. Or here. Is that the only places? Alright, so he takes there, and now it's very important I don't take the queen, because then he can take here and just win a piece. So I take here, messing up my pawns a bit. So I feel like I have the worst position, but maybe it's not that much worse. And I'm not really sure if he can actually take here, because it seems very problematic to defend this pawn. He could maybe just move the rook, and when I take, he moves the other one, so it doesn't drop our rook at least, but I think it looks good, and also I don't think my knight will get trapped. I will be able to get it out again, maybe going down here, or maybe just back where it came from. So yes, he could of course go away here now. That after this this one is taken off the board. But I have a lot of pressure against this square. Could I do some discovery? Maybe put this one here. Is that just winning the game? No, but you take with the knight and you provide more support. But what if we go here instead? I'm gonna try that. So 3 pieces attacking against 1. And it could easily become a mate if I am just allowed to take here. If it was my turn now, I could just take here, he had to go here, and then I just sack the queen. Okay, so he provides more support, but it's still 3 attackers against 2 defenders. So maybe I can just take with the knight. This doesn't really work. I can just take it with the rook, for instance, or maybe the queen for that matter. And he can't take, because then it's a checkmate. I just give up the queen for a back rank mate. And I also have a discovery. He can't get out of the discovery because he can't go here due to the knight. If he goes here, it's another discovery, which, worst case for me, just wins the queen. And that's worst case. Okay, so we might have found a much better move here. Which might at least temporarily deal with it, but wait, can't I just take here now? That rook is pinned, and even if it wasn't, I would still have 1 material. Alright, so he manages to create some problems for me at least. Little time, can I just do this now? I threaten checkmate. Time, yes, you're right. But I feel like I'm very close to a mate, so I think I don't need the time later. So I can go here, very important, it doesn't have discovery now with the rook. I threaten this check, which will eventually lead to checkmate, but it could deal with it by pushing this pawn or bringing the rook back, for instance. But that move I don't think deals with anything. Now it's gonna be a checkmate, and it's actually gonna be a queen sacrifice. This looks more like Puzzle Rush. Really like all the tactics here. But I think he defended quite well after he got into all this trouble. Like, when he got all these moves, it became a bit hard, and I'm not sure if this is the best move, but I don't think you can take the queen at least because of this move. You play like a sponge boss. Thank you. Oh, you have addition time. Yes, I have addition time, but it's still, of course, becoming a bit stressful when you are down to the seconds. Alright, let's do one more with the same time control. So, white in this game, I guess that's the first one today. We get the Sicilian and I play c3, a Lapin variation, as always. Now I think you just go d4 and you get good central control here. Next part of the plan is to just develop all the light pieces, the rooks and, no, not the rooks, the bishops and the knights. Just make some moves that make sense. It's kind of what it's all about at this point. I also want to castle kingside. Now that he plays this, I really want to try to maybe trade that off by going here at some point with the support of the queen. The reason why I played this move is to stop that move, which could be annoying with the bishop here. I want to play this move also at some point. I'm really not sure about the move order here, but this is a situation where there are so many natural moves, so I don't have problems finding moves at all, so I can play rather quickly. He goes b5. I think I would just want to go b4 then. Next two moves I want to do is to bring the rook in here and bring the queen up. Maybe I also want to double the rooks in the c file. I want to go here at some point, as I said earlier. Could consider pushing either pawn, but I often don't consider it even in this position when I play Blitz, just because it takes some time to consider those pawn pushes, and the positions are usually good even when you don't do them. And I should also consider them for him, because he could also try that. But yeah, we'll see. So he stopped that by moving the king up, but that's alright. I still have some pressure. I think I want to double the rooks in the c file now. I don't think he can stop that too easily. The thing is, I have all my pieces very close together, so it could become issues, like if he starts pushing the pawns or gets some piece in, that it could attack very many pieces at once, and that the pieces have problems running away as it's other pieces all around them. But for now I think it's alright. Okay, why would he do that? Open up here, but that's well protected. And he doesn't really threaten anything more. Maybe he wants to go f5. That could be it. I think I'll just continue my plan. Okay, e5. Now I can either open up or I could block. If I open up, but what if I go here and he goes here? I take, he takes with the pawn, and that's a fork actually, so I can't really do that. I could take with the bishop first though. When he takes, I go here. Let's try that. I think these pawns are gonna be really weak if he goes into that line. He doesn't have to go here, of course, but then this knight will be rather weak if it goes here or... Okay, but it has nowhere to run further. Maybe it still wants to try f5 at some point. Can I just do this discovery now with threat? No, it's not really threat there. He has it very well protected actually. So maybe I just kind of want to keep the tension in the C file and don't remove that piece. Is this gonna get weak? I think he will try to play this. Maybe I could go. Let me try to go g4. Of course it weakens my king, but I feel like it could have something to it. Because now he blocks that, and I feel all his pieces are so cramped, they don't really do anything. But if I try to just go here. Let's go for it, be aggressive. He could move back, but... Okay, so he just takes. Should I take with the bishop or the knight? The knight is tempting because it gives a check. But I'm not sure it's too much else to it. Let's try with the knight. And now we want to bring the queen in. But it's not that easy. I guess we want to have the queen here. But that's gonna take some moves to achieve. So maybe it's not even worth trying immediately. Let's just move the knight. Oh wow, this pawn will be hanging if I move the knight back. Maybe I can try to go here. My king could certainly get into trouble here, but we'll see. Now maybe just go back. Now I could maybe try to go here next move. Force of this piece. Okay, so he does something bit dramatic. Probably smart for him. But could I still just go here? I'm not gonna think about it. Just let's do it and see what happens. Worst thing I guess that can happen now is that my queen gets trapped up here. But I hope and believe it won't. Okay, he did that, so I guess I just take them. This is probably safer for him at least. Now... maybe I can try to move something over here. Let me actually just move this back, maybe provide some more defensive support. And also, now I feel like it's... okay, maybe I shouldn't be happy with trading off these rooks, I'm not sure. And if it takes, what should I take back with? I kind of want to keep the rook on the first rank. So he tries to take here. That's not a good deal for me. Let me try to go here. Provide some support with the queen. takes... yeah, I guess I'll take with the rook. I feel like this game is wide open. Anything could happen. But I'm not sure how wise it was to open up all the things on the king side. Should I just take there? Oh, wait, I can't go here because of this. Okay, I'm a bit low on time too, so I get the increment, but of course I need to play a bit fast. I'll try to take now. I don't think I want to go here because if takes, it's just a bad pawn. Can I go here? I think it's alright, but I'm a bit worried about some discovery here against this piece. But I think it's alright. He goes for it, so that's interesting. So I just take it with the queen then, I think. And now I can take back here, but I think I want to take here first. And wow, I didn't realize this, but very lucky now that my knight protects here against, well, the queen will be here if he takes with the queen. Didn't take with the queen, but I guess he would have if that hadn't been the case. Now I threaten to win that bishop. Material is equal. I'm very much down on time, but with 5 seconds increment, I'm gonna probably not flag at least, but I could of course have to make a move very fast and make a blunder. Wait, what if he just pushes here and threatens mate? Is that super dangerous? I guess I can just take it at the moment. What? Can't I just go here now? And win the bishop? Okay, he goes there. But I could go here, and that's gonna be a perpet at least, I think. But how the material is equal. What if I just trade off the queens? How is that position for me? Probably a bit worse. But I'm not that happy with a draw here either. But I guess I should just accept that the position is a draw. I want to check the final evaluation just to see if I should have played on. But I feel like I would have been a bit worse in that bishop knight endgame. Maybe I could have moved my queen somewhere else though. But I had so little time too, so it would have been very risky, and suddenly I could have been mated. So I feel like it was the right decision, but the computer actually says I'm just winning. But is that... Okay, it says it's equal. It actually says I'm slightly better after trading. Alright. I guess I won't lose it at least. So maybe I could have tried that. But it says that the best move is maybe something like this. And sure, that might be true, but this isn't clear at all. I don't understand why it feels that I'm so much better. Like I'm up a piece. Let's just move some moves ahead and see what happens. This looks scary to me. But yeah, I'm sure it's right, of course, but um, but calm down with your language, or I will have to time you out. So yeah, let's play a couple of more at least, and then maybe go back to the tactics. Still gonna stream for a bit more than an hour. So get another Petro. But this one is turning into 4 knights, my favorite opening with white, but I also like it with the black pieces. Let's see, when you do that, I think you just take. And now you don't want to take, so I guess I used to play this. I don't play this line that often. But I don't think this is a very critical line, so you can do a lot of stuff. And now I actually just like to take here, because it's really messing up that pawn structure. I guess I want to take with the B pawn now. Yeah, because if I take with the D pawn, it's possible to trade off the queens. Oh, I just blundered. Maybe it's not that bad, but then this would have been bad. But maybe this is worse. This is the only hope. In some lines, this is alright, actually. Queen E8. In what line are you referring to? Oh, here. Yeah, maybe that just works, actually. I feel like this is the common theme when you are in this situation, but maybe at this exact point that could have worked, alright. But this is not dropping material, but my king becomes a bit weak. Maybe I actually don't want to take that pawn. Yeah, you see chess tricks. So now I guess I want to do this. And now it's not possible to castle, because then I just take here. Bishop a6, yes. That's certainly called for. But was that any better now? Yeah, maybe that was slightly better. You might be right. But I feel like he's gonna have trouble stopping it. Okay, maybe he can move to the side. Yeah, now he has king f. Yeah, okay, I guess it was better. But he didn't find it. Now I think this is still just a very good move. Hello, good you are back, Jakob. Just in time to see this opponent being crushed, I hope. I don't really see how we should deal with this. I guess he won't be mated though. But he will drop a piece. I think. You're a pro as well. I bet you are. But you found at least 2 very nice tactics here, I guess. Throwing being retard. Yeah. By that logic, and everyone is pro, aren't they? I mean, you could just be pro at being mediocre if you want to. IQ room temperature. Yeah, I'm not sure how that works. If you are just gonna convert the number into IQ, just removing the whole what is it called in English? Like the measurement unit, I guess is one way to see it. Then I hope you are measuring, at least not in Celsius, Fahrenheit, but you should actually go for Kelvin. That's even better. At least on room temperatures. Room temperature is not consistent. I think actually room temperature is defined to be. Let me just see. I guess I should just take with the bishop. I could take with the queen. Maybe take with the queen. I think it's actually defined to be maybe 20 Celsius, like in physics and stuff, when you just really need. Room temperature is 25. Let me Google that. For scientific work, room temperature is taken to be 20 to 25 Celsius, with an average of 23. Okay, so it wasn't an exact measure. Yeah, 25 sounds a bit much. Let's see, is it animate now? I can't really see it. Wait, you can just check here, and that's mate. Okay, so it was mate, yeah, mate in one, as you say. I was too focused on the back rank there. Alright, let's do at least one more, and then maybe go back to the tactics. I haven't lost any games so far, I think. I think I have 3 wins and 1 draw. But I get a lot of black games, but if I remember correctly, I have 3 out of 3 with black, and just half a point out of 1 with white, so that's probably a good thing. So we get another 4 knights. Not the same guy though, I think. No, it's not. Okay, he plays the move I like to play. But I just play d6. Many possible moves here though. And now he plays d4, so it is a bit the same like last game, but not exactly. I think I'll just take. And unfortunately no queen to take because of this, but yes, maybe just play bishop here is alright. You like T, yeah. T is nice. Guess I can just go here now and castle. But he castles queenside, so then I should consider, do I really want to castle kingside and enter a pawn race, probably, an attacking pawn race. I don't beg for sand too often, Bota. Is it some tactics that we could actually take here, for instance? No, I don't think it works. Let me just scare him a bit, starting to push these pawns. And for now I won't tell him where I want to castle. I will probably castle kingside when it's time. And maybe it's time now, because this is a bit annoying. Alright, can I just take that one? Well, I can't, but the thing is, this will kind of enter the position. Could be alright though. I feel like I maybe have to. So, alright, he just takes with the queen. And threatens my queen as well. I didn't think about this. I could go here. Then he maybe wants to take here. Messing up my pawns a bit. But I guess that will happen if I move the queen somewhere else as well. And this way, at least, if he does it, we trade off the queens, meaning it's not that problematic messing up the pawns in front of the king when the queens are gone, of course. Yeah. What was the point of that move? Anything in particular? Maybe I can just go here. Could of course also consider continue pushing my pawn. That idea has kind of been put on hold. I'm not sure what you are talking about, Ota. Now we can start getting some ideas about pinning the queen, but it doesn't seem to be possible yet, at least. Maybe I want to do this, I'm not sure. Who is Mr. Kingsack? I think that must be me. Can I just... I don't think it's anything better. Nah, it's probably someone else. Yeah, maybe I just stolen his identity. Who knows, who knows. If you lose the king, yeah, you tend to lose the game. I still tend to do it sometimes though. But I mean, one time must be the first where I can actually make a successful king sack and actually win the game. Anyways. What about moves like this now? I don't think it really works. Do the bishops do something? I mean, this whole thing is a bit annoying. But maybe I can just try to like hold it as it is and maybe just push here. Where are your emojis? Yeah, I became an affiliate yesterday, so I have uploaded one emoji which you can use if you become a subscriber. But let me just deal with this situation first. Should I just take? I think so. But I don't. It says it's pending, so I think they need to like accept it, something like that. Can't I just go here now? I think so. So I guess the best he can do is maybe to go here and then lose an exchange instead of full rook. But still good. Trade off the queens. I'm up material. I'm good. Bring in the rook. And let me actually check here as well, just to get out of this pin if I want to. I'm considering playing g5 as well. Don't move horse, no, but now I can if I want to. But I'm not sure if I want to. Let me just go here first, so if I do this, then this doesn't threaten anything. Your play reminds me of what? Of me when I thought I was a good player. I'm not sure if that's a compliment or not. Alright, so he wants to go here. Let me check here again. If he doesn't move to one of these squares, or here for that matter, I could have gone here. Maybe I can try to go here now. Stop this at least. I cannot play as good as you, sir. Well, thank you. But I think you can, but maybe you need to practice more. I think you have the possibility to become better. Just check here maybe. I check a lot, but it's not only a repetition, so it doesn't really matter if it takes a long time. What is sir and what is mister? I think mister is just like what you can say. Yeah, you're right. Mister is just like what you can say in front of the name of any male person. But sir is more like a title, I think. I guess it depends a bit on the country. Because I think sir could also just be a more polite thing, maybe. But isn't it in England, for instance? Is it if you like get what is it called? Knighting? Is that what it's called? I think so. Then you become a sir. But I think it might be a bit different in different countries. I'm not sure. Let me just move up here. I guess it will go here now. Of course, at some point I could just consider giving back the exchange if I feel like the end game I get afterwards is good. But I don't think that's true yet. I need to watch out a bit for forks as well. That's kind of how I lose this game. I haven't really tried Bug House, at least not on chess.com, but I've planned to play that next month. I made my streaming schedule for next month, so I'll show that soon. Or at least later on in this stream. So then I'll try that. I think I played Bug House once, like over the board, just for fun, but never on chess.com. I played a bit Crazy House though. I guess it's a bit the same, just with 2 players per team. Just go here maybe. Oh, I should go here, just because to protect this pawn as well. Is Bug House for geniuses? I think it's really complicated if you want to play it perfectly at least. But in that sense you can say that chess is for geniuses as well. Because if you want to play it perfectly, you certainly must be a genius. Probably more than a genius. But I guess it's much more fun and tactical. Yeah. Should I just go here now? Take all the pawns. I destroyed 2-5. That's impressive. So someone rated 2-5, but was that what was that, a bug house rating, or was it normal chess rating? It's impressing no matter what. Bug house, nice. So I think this should be winning, but of course less pawns mean more drawing chances, but he just resigned. I will of course win at least one pawn, and I guess one of these, maybe both, will drop as well, so. Alright, let's go back to the tactics maybe. At least we'll try some. Okay, here I immediately think this move is very powerful, because the only way out of it is to go into this discovery. So if we go here, I'm not really sure how we should follow it up though. Ah, thank you, Rufo. Let's see. Here it is. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. So if he goes here, I could check here, and the king must go back, but I don't really see the continuation, because if you just check, you just take. I don't think it's any good follow-up after that. And if you instead check here, I think it's just a take. No problem. Any other ideas here? Maybe we could just like maneuver the knight around a lot. So maybe we can go here and the king goes back. But where do we go next? We check here, I guess you just take. I've done this 10 times. This particular puzzle, you mean? Why have you done that? Yeah, I think knight f8 must be the move. But I'm not entirely sure about the follow-up. I guess it must be another knight move, but this doesn't seem any point. If we go back, that's of course no good, so we must either go here or here. But I don't really see how any of them work. We go here, king goes back. I feel like you need to give checks all the time. If we go here and he goes back, I mean, this is the only checking continuation. And then you just take. I actually thought about this earlier. I don't see the follow-up. You can check here, but you just take, and it's also a check, so. But it certainly looks very tempting to just go for that knight move. Unless we could just go here and threaten checkmate. And the queen can go here. Or you can actually just take the knight for that matter. Let me just try. Could it be some other queen move now? I don't really understand what that should be. Of course, it could just be that we are going to take the perpet because we don't have something. Maybe f5. Yeah, that's interesting. That looks kind of tempting because the queen doesn't have any checks after f5. And you do threaten this move, which would be a mate. I think you're right. Good job. But why have you done this 10 times before Grufo? Have you just solved a lot of puzzles, or have you practiced this one in particular a lot? Best day of my life, that's good. This is a chaotic position, for sure. But what if we just go for this check? We can't check here because of this, but this is some of the same ideas. So we check. And if we move here, it's just checkmate. And if we move here, then knight here check, moves back. Here, it's a smothering mate, I think. Nice smothering mate here. Can I keep doing the moves? A bit annoying that I have to open it. I'm just gonna show, because when you have a smothering mate, you should all... Okay, I need to go into the analysis. When you have a smothering mate, you should also always do it, right? So we go here, 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 here. Checkmate. Nice. A lot. I thought it was so many puzzles at chess.com that you couldn't really run into the chances of facing one 10 times. What about the horse? Yeah, it could be Grufo. What did you mean? What about the horse? Alright, we don't have a queen, but it still seems to be some issues for that white king. Maybe we could try to check. And if you take, you go here. I don't think this works because it just takes. It's a double check, but you can just take the queen. So if you don't do that, what else can we try? Could maybe try to just go here, for instance. Thing is, it doesn't check, but you do threaten this, I guess. Yeah, maybe that's not too much of a threat. So, queen takes. Let's look at this one more time. Bishop d5 looks promising. Maybe eat pawn. I think this is a bit problematic. But it could be. But I think it's a bit too little. But after the queen takes here, is it anything really? Because if we go here, it's just rook takes and you queen, but king takes queen, and you're down a rook for a queen. So I think it could be maybe bishop here. But then it's a check at least, but maybe we can just walk away from that. The queen can't really check you because these checks are covered by the rooks. And I'm not sure if you threaten this, but maybe you are, because then you must take. But how do you follow up? Do you promote, rook takes, check, but then rook in between holds? I see pawn, I take it. That's why I'm 600. Yeah, maybe. They have had some good solves today. First rook f1. You mean c8, I guess. No, wait. f1. Do you mean here? Yeah, I have Discord. My name is the same there as it is here, if you want to add me. But if you want to like see my announcement about when I stream and that kind of stuff, I would rather recommend following me on Twitter, where I upload the schedule and post a reminder when the days I'm streaming. Twitter is the bird, yeah. So maybe this isn't any threat. And I mean, this is probably the same as here because the queen takes. You don't like them because they can fly. Isn't that rather cool? I kind of feel like this is the move, but I can't make it work. Takes. No, it's nothing there. I'm pretty sure. Some other bishop move. Taking here doesn't really do much. This, which I considered, but I can't really make that work either. Don't really see the point of that move. And like if you just threaten the queen, well, you can even go here and win the bishop. I am very certain it is a bishop move. Just, I'm assuming. But I can't really figure out which one. So if we go here, I mean that's the best I can figure out. Also good about that is it blocks this check. And then let's just say he just does something silly. What can we do then? What if we check here first in that line? Takes. Then we go here. But then he goes here. Then we check. That could actually maybe work. I'm just gonna do it, as I've thought about it for so long. Let's have a look at the solution. Let's see. What's the point of this? This was really confusing. I don't understand anything about this solution. Why is this called for? Let me try to analyze it a bit myself. So if we just do something like this, it's actually better for white. After rook d1. Yeah, that's true. You actually suggested that move. Well done. But I still don't understand anything of it. Why does he have to sack the queen, for instance? Why did he get in this situation? I'm not gonna study that. I feel like that puzzle was... What? Look at the pass rate, 1.7%. And it doesn't have a rating yet. So it's probably a new puzzle, and so it's probably gonna have a rating much higher than my level. And that's probably why I actually, for some reason, increased my rating even though I didn't make it. But did you see the whole line, Pota? Because if it did that, then I could be impressed. What if we just take here? I guess the only way to avoid immediate mate is to go here, because if you block with the rook, you can just take the rook. But if you just move king to the side, I'm not sure there is any good follow-up. So if we like go here, I guess you just take. You could maybe try to like bring the rook in, but it's then he has some moves to kind of deal with it. Yeah, but the thing is, after bishop g2, you can just take with the rook, I think, and you can check, but that's nothing. So I don't think you're capable of making those moves. Maybe we could prepare it somehow. We could also consider taking here at some point, but I'm not really sure what that will do. Yeah, after you say this, and then here, and then this, and then rook takes. I'm not following your line. But it could of course just be that the pressure is too big after this. Maybe you can... I'm not really sure. Play queen here. Doesn't really seem likely. Ah! Queen takes. Yes, you're right. That changes stuff. I missed that. I'm not sure if... oh, there you said it. It's hanging on e1. You're right. Sorry. Okay, here I also think... no, never mind. The queen is protected, so it's not about queen hanging here. Probably. So, what could be the idea here? Could maybe try something like this, but it doesn't seem to do very much. What if it take here? Does that work? Because takes... I mean, the bishop is pinned. And what if you take with the bishop immediately though? Then you take queen. Yeah, and it's with a check, so we can take my queen. I guess that's it then. Yeah, there, rook takes e5. Bishop takes, no good. I feel like it is good. No, maybe it's not. Yeah, I think it is. You give up 2 rooks for a queen and a bishop and a pawn. But maybe you're right. Knight c4 was my other idea. That was true apparently, but I don't understand what was the issue now. Bishop takes, takes. takes. Oh wait, was I down material when the puzzle started? No. Something's not right here. Oh wait, I thought I won the bishop, but I didn't. That's what I miscalculated. But yeah, so this. Now you take. Okay, it was some of the same idea. But you just make this intermediate move, making it even stronger. Alright. Okay. I pressed replay instead of next. But now we have the next one. Yeah, he gets 2 rooks for the queen. I thought for some reason I would win the bishop as well, but that was just wrong. Okay, so we are down quite a bit of material here, and he is about to get a new queen as well, so we should, but we are also about to get a new queen. That's nice. So, hello user. How are you? That's good. Yeah, I'm good too, thanks. So, well, this is of course most natural. Just do that, he goes up here, and maybe check with the bishop. And I guess he will go up here then. Maybe give check, he goes here. He kind of gets away for now, but still we did get a queen. So, but if he gets a queen as well, that's... It just feels a bit too simple, I would say. New is always better. Yes, but... I mean, it certainly looks very intuitive. Wait, maybe I have something better actually after he goes here. Maybe we can check with the bishop here. That I think might win the game. Maybe not. I think it must be this at least. Let's look at it now. So I could check here, or I could check here. Or maybe actually just check with the queen here. That looks actually much better, probably. Isn't that just gonna be a mate? Okay, that's actually to calculate it properly. So he could go here. But then I check here, and that's mate. Yeah, it's mate, I think. Good. Easy mate too, yes. Okay, a lot of stuff going on here with threats of taking here, and a lot of pieces that could potentially be hanging. A queen that could maybe get trapped, but it doesn't really seem likely as he can get back here. What it threatens is to take here and afterwards take here. So one way to fix that is to just take here first, maybe. Yeah, but it doesn't work too well if he takes here, because if I take, he can take and have this fork, but on the other hand I can block it with the bishop and protect by the queen. Free pawn on d4. Queen takes. Queen takes. Knight takes. Bishop takes. That could be it, for sure. But how forced is it? Free rook, yes, but is it all forced? Queen takes. What's the threat by that move alone, though? I mean, it is a pawn. Well, he threatened the knight. That's important. So takes. Yeah, and he must. Okay, I guess it's forced. Let's try it. Seem to be right. Nice. If not mate, yeah. I don't think you're able to mate here, but it's not pleasant for that king. If he could only bring in a rook, it would have been really nice. Always eat pieces. I'm not sure that's true, but sometimes it's nice. Okay, that knight is a bit annoying, so it seems very natural to just take, but if pawn takes, there is a mate threat. But it's not that hard to deal with. You could, for instance, just move bishop back. But maybe we have some more offensive moves. Could be. The queen is being threatened, so we should at least try to deal with that. Either by taking or moving the queen. The queen can't check the king. It's possible to give a check here, but I don't see the point of doing that. So, to me, it just makes sense to take that one. I think I'll just do that. And now probably this. Is that the only move? Yes, but the puzzle is not over yet. He threatens this as well. That's also gonna be a mate. So, how do we deal with that best? I missed that, so that wasn't good if this would have been a real game, of course. I guess maybe we should just move the rook. Can we try to get out of the way? I guess it's gonna be a back rank mate though, so maybe it doesn't really work. Seems to be a back rank mate. If I, for instance, tower or rook, as some people call it, to d3 or d5, but then check. Oh wait, you can of course move there immediately. Yeah, I for some reason I thought he had this move first, because then it would have been a back rank mate. But yes, it will work to move the rook, and I think that's the only way out of it. But we need to figure out where it should go. I guess we should just move it here because it doesn't lose the rook. Yeah, good. So he could go here now and threaten yet another mate, but then... Well, we could move the queen, but then he could check and win this rook. Wait, we just move the queen up here, so when he checks we can have this move. Probably the best. Let's see here. If we played bishop d2, this is probably the last puzzle. No, wait, it is this one. So that's here. If we play bishop, I'm not following. Queen e5. Not here. Alright, I guess it wasn't that important. We at least solved it in another line. Okay. Oh, I thought I was black, so I just thought mate in one. What's going on? But I wasn't black. So this could actually be a puzzle where we are happy with drawing. But I think we can go for a win here. And we need to deal with the checkmate threat, and also the rook is being threatened. I think we want to do is to make us what's the word, a skewer with the king with the queen behind somehow. I guess that's the most common way to win these kinds of positions. So if you go here, then you force the king back, but you can't really force it far enough back to win the queen. But maybe if you go here first, stopping the mate, and if you take, then you win the queen afterwards and the game with that extra rook. But is it forced to take? That's the question. You threaten checkmate actually by going here. But say that the queen moves here to kind of take control over that. Oh, but then you have this move with a new skewer. And anywhere else that queen could go? It could go here to try to stop that move. So, but it could also be that this just stops that checkmate threat. So that's it. Of course. It could be. So here, and you need to stop the mate and protect the queen, so maybe this is forced. I can't really see any other moves working. Then, unless you can give a check, but I don't think you can. That's right. Okay, he took. Then I guess it was a win the other line as well. Let's see what you have written. Tower h5, yes. Then tower a6. Ah, so we had a skewer there as well, maybe. That's a nice one. So we can just go here, and it's the same. 3 different skewers who in total make the position 1 there. This skewer and this skewer we got to play with taking this thing. And the final skewer, which was this one. That's kind of nice. Okay, in this position you could actually also just have gone here. So 2 different ways there. If you are greedy and want to keep both rooks, then you play this move. But it didn't really require it to win the position. Only 26 more points to pass 2000. And we have 20 minutes about that of streaming left, so should be possible, but of course it depends on the puzzles we get. If queen e6, which only other move? Rook e7. I'm not entirely sure about the line there, but I guess I should have looked at it before I switched to the next one. Yeah, I understand. Was the last puzzle. Alright, I'm black. I finally figured that out. I guess it could be about mating, but it could also be about something else. like winning the queen. But how do we want to get... I guess we need to make a check with the knight. And this seems a bit nonsense, so that leaves this one. And, well, first let's consider what happens. If you take, then we have this check. That's going to be a checkmate, no matter where you go. So you can't take. And if you don't take, you could go here, here, or here. So if you go here, then maybe check here. Yeah, that's just winning actually. And if you go here, maybe we could still go here, but then it's not a check at least. And same goes, well, I mean for this move you can't even go queen here, but wait, then you can just go queen here. And yeah, that's gonna probably be checkmate, but if you go here and check and here, you don't have the check here because of the queen. I assume this must be the solution, but I kind of want to figure it out completely. So if you go there, I mean, no point in just going back, but maybe we can just go here. Maybe white doesn't have any threats or way of defending. We try to go here to defend against the mate here. Maybe just check with the knight then. That seems to be good enough. So that leaves what happens when the king goes here. This check seems so natural, but then you go here. You could also try to check with the knight. But still... Wait, is that just mate? Yeah, okay, I missed it, couldn't go here. I think it works. So then I think I can just go here. Okay, maybe I can go here as well. You should look into the difference. I think this is better, because then we have this move. And also the queen contributes to attacking the rook. Let me just look at the chat now. I haven't looked, so I gotten it spoiled. Knight h4, yes. Yes, it was made all the lines, but I had to spend some time figuring out, because it was kind of different solutions for all the 3 possible squares where the king could run to. But eventually it was a success. I like the puzzles with few pieces. They're often actually quite challenging, but I like them. Let's see, how do we mate here? I feel like it's very natural to just go here, threaten both mate and knight, but on the other hand, I guess it's possible to go here then and stop both threats, at least temporarily. But what if we then just move sideways again, threaten it once more? Or maybe even up. That might be better, because if we go sideways you can probably play knight here. But if you go here, 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 you threaten the knight and you still threaten mate. I think that's it. Yeah, and this is just basic, of course. You do well, boy. Yeah, thank you. Oh, only 2 rating points to go. Looks good. Let's try to break 2000 here. The king seems a bit weak, and a lot of stuff going on with queen controlling these 2 squares, that rook, and this knight, all the pieces kind of participating to some degree. But we need to find a move order who just decides the game. And moves we could consider. I mean, this is fancy if it works, but I don't think it works. Maybe king takes, rook takes. I don't really see the mate. Could be there, but I don't think so. And if you take here, it's possible to take the queen, but on the other hand, it's not checkmate. You can give the queen back, but that's gonna cost a rook. Wait, you can maybe check here and win the queen for free, but on the other hand, you gave a queen away for free. I'm not really sure. That could be an option. Let's conclude with that for now. And what if we go here? Could that work? You threaten a mate here. And if you take the queen, I don't have a mate. I thought you had mate here, but the queen can take. So of the moves I have considered so far, I guess this is most. Wait, was that the move? Yeah, that was the move I considered, and then this, and then check, queen in between, check, take with the pawn, and maybe this rook takes, king here. I mean, it could just win another rook, but I feel like we should have more. And also, I don't really see the difference between which rook to take with. And when there are two moves who are very similar, that's usually not the tactic, because the tactics tend to have one much better solution. Yeah, but I think we should have something here. So we check. I assume that's the best move. And this. Okay, that stops it. So maybe it wasn't any difference. Yeah, maybe puzzle stops. Take with the other, then you win. Ah, that might be true. So if takes, then you take with this one, and do you win the bishop? Oh, yeah, I guess you do, because you take and you can't save the bishop, because then the rook gets lost. Okay, that's clever. And we passed 2000, so that's nice. Here I am in a check, and that means I don't have too many moves to consider. It's not possible to take the piece that's checking or blocking. That leaves moving the king. 4 different places where that can happen. And at least if I take here, it's possible to give more checks. Or not if I take, if I move to one of these squares. It's possible to give more checks. More checks isn't necessarily good, of course. But if I move here or here, then it's possible to give a check, but that loses material. And if I go here, it's possible to check here. While if I go here, I guess it's not possible to give any more checks. So that kind of encourages playing that move, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's correct. But yeah, if I go here, I don't really understand what this puzzle is about. What's my big threats? What's his big threats? I mean, I'm up material, so... But I have no pawns, so it could be tricky to win. Like if you just trade off a pair of knights, it's knight and rook against rook, which is a draw, I think, objectively. Of course, we threaten this move. So maybe we can move the king somewhere where that will be hard to stop. So I guess we should move here so we can check then. Let me just try that. Okay, it was. And now we just do this. I can't really see I completely understood it. Why did he have to move here, for instance? What if he had just gone hidden the rook far away? Maybe it would have been mated. Oh wait, he is just instantly mated, I think, because if I go here, the rook creates a wall here, and the knights create a wall here, so he's forced to the back rank, and then it's just a back rank mate. That's kind of cool. Alright, we can at least do a couple more before I will end the stream today. That black king seems to be in trouble. But it's not that easy to check, as thinking about it, I feel I had this puzzle before, a long time ago, and not on my streaming account. But I'm not sure it's entirely true, but I just got some flashbacks now. But it was a very complicated one, if I remember correctly, so I should think a bit about it. But the idea was that you really want to give a check here, I think. But so you need to kind of maneuver the queen there. I'm pretty sure I've had it before. So say you go here. Then you threaten this, which will end up in a mate. So how does he stop us from going here? He can't move the knight, because then I take the rook. So I think the only move... Okay, he can check me with the queen, or he could bring the queen all the way back here. But if he checks, I might just be able to block with the rook, and then he has to go here. On the other hand, then he can go here as well, so he will end up here or here. I think that's almost certain. And then my queen is here. And then... yeah, maybe I can just bring the bishop in for supporting the mate. And that mate might actually be unstoppable. Yeah, I don't see how we can stop that. And also the fact that I've had this puzzle before and I remember some of the ideas kind of encourages that idea. Yeah, and now we just take the rook, and that's checkmate, isn't it? Yes. Okay, good. It's kind of cool that I can remember like concrete puzzles, which I did at least months ago, maybe longer. Because it kind of shows that it's actually worth doing them. That you just don't forget. Even though the likelihood of getting this exact position in a real game is of course very small, but at least it kind of sticks around in the brain. At least some of the puzzles. Alright. I'm back, so anything... I can't say I noticed you were gone. So I'm sorry about that. But not much has happened. But I mean, you proposed move for the last puzzle, so we can't have been gone for that long. This is kind of odd, but we are in a serious problem about queens getting in. Luckily, it's not possible at the moment because it's a pin here, but that's being threatened right now. But what if it just, oh, it's a stalemate if we take the bishop. And that kind of at least proves that we really want to win this position, because a stalemate and a draw is very trivial. So how do we try to win it? We can't really just allow that bishop to fall, and we can't really move the bishop here either, because then you can promote. So that leaves maybe something like... So let's consider taking here first. Then it's forced to take with the bishop, and then we take with the knight, but that's stalemate. I've done this before. Maybe I have too, but I can't really remember this one, if so. What if we take with the knight? And then takes. Oh, I don't really see that. And if we try to bring the knight around to give a checkmate, I feel it's a bit slow if we just... What if we go here? I'm not really sure why, but... It takes, bishop takes. And you can't take because it's a stalemate as far as I can tell. So taking here doesn't work, taking here doesn't work, taking here I don't think works. Could it be to go here, but then bishop takes, and suddenly it's a big danger of this pawn promoting. And just move the bishop somewhere halfway there, like here or here. I don't see the point. But it isn't that many moves which is even possible. What if we move the king, like here? Then just takes. And as soon as this bishop drops, this is a threat. And that's a big threat. Okay, it doesn't seem like any bishop move will do the trick. And neither any king move. That leaves the knight moves, and these moves seem a bit odd. So that means this move, but I don't think that does anything. That leaves taking. Bishop takes. Can that be winning? Should I go here? You threaten. Maybe we can threaten a checkmate afterwards. But I did consider that earlier. But we could maybe try, so I go here and want to follow this up by here and here. Oh, I think that might be it actually. But I'm not really sure how it works, because you go here and you threaten to go here and then here. And the only way to stop that is to move bishop here to take control over that square. But oh, but then you just take here and it's the same route. That must be it. Or not. I must have miscalculated something, because what I thought this was just a forced win now. Oh, maybe we can play bishop here, and if you take... Oh, I missed that. You can just give away the bishop, because this pawn is gonna promote. So that means there might be just a better way to get there, probably. Could go here. What? That's better. And now here, I guess. But what if we tried to... Ah yeah, now we tried to go here and here, so we can stop both of those. Okay. Okay, I almost figured it out, at least. Just missed one move there. But it is a tricky one, but they are a bit funny, because it's not... They're very unique, you could say. Not something you usually see in a chess game. Let's see, knight, did you have the correct line there? Yeah, you are right. Just missed that you could give up your bishop. Oh, we are in a check. I often don't understand the puzzles where we are in a check. But this one, what are the options? The options are to take the knight, to take the bishop, to move here. That must be the three options. If you take here, then the rook drops with a check, so that doesn't look very good. If you take the bishop, I mean, it is possible to take here, for instance, or take with the queen first. So, but isn't that true here as well? Here at least we get a piece for it. But then say... Well, queen takes you can actually take here, so that's good. But... knight takes... I mean, it is pinned, so that's something. But can we actually keep it pinned? Not possible to give any support with the bishop as it moves on the other opposite colors. Can't really believe this is the move. This looks way too dangerous. Or maybe it actually could be, because you just take here. Ah, I guess that's it then. Alright, it just actually was a better version. Yeah, you are right. Alright, this will be the last one for today. Back rank issues are certainly here, but 3 new queens are kind of coming up, it might seem like. So we should do something rather quick here. Doesn't seem that easy to deliver that back rank mate. But one thing we could try to do is... okay, so white is not threatening any checks, I think. That's good. We could take here, it's not possible to take at least. But I guess you could fix it by just moving the rook. Maybe we could just move around a lot and save a draw at least, but I guess that's not gonna be it. Could we do something with the queen? We could of course put the queen either here or here to kind of double and threaten a new mate. But what happens if we just push here, for instance? I don't feel like we can survive this position if we don't just mate, because of the... big issues with all these pawns. They seem very scary, even though we are up material, and we can also win here, material. But if we go here, it puts some pressure here, but I don't think we can use that. So say we go here, check, check, check. Maybe go here. That could be winning. But what's the difference between that and going here? Yeah, then the rook gets first, so maybe it's better to go here then. Let me try that. Okay, it wasn't. Was it this? No. Yeah, let me just see. You just take. What? Why would you just give up the queen? I feel like the solution here didn't explain anything. You suggested queen c4. Queen c4. Queen c4, queen g8. I mean, let me just put on the analysis board. If you play queen c4, but then you just take. But I didn't understand, why do you just figure out, I want to give up my queen? Maybe the threats are just too big, but with taking here, for instance. What happens if you say you just promote? You take the f pawn. Of course you. Well, yeah, you are kind of dead, because if you move here, this is possible, and with the pawn. But what if you just take here, for instance? Then just rook takes, and it's too much apparently. But why didn't the line I thought about work? So if I go here, and yeah, I thought he had to go here. Maybe that was what I. But it still says it's a draw though. Maybe I have a perpet here. You can actually win, it says. Queen e8, check. Maybe you can bring the queen back. Or you can just mate yourself because you bring in all those new pieces. Alright. Queen e8, I mean. Oh yeah, yeah. Alright, that was a tough one. So that's gonna be it for today, but thank you for watching, and I won't be streaming in a little while because of exams and that kind of stuff, but my next stream will be in June, and I just made a schedule for June, so I'll be back June 3rd, Monday, 3 hours of Blitz and Rapid then. We'll do a lot of cool stuff in June, so hope to see you around, and thanks for watching. I'm just gonna find someone to host or raid. Very many people streaming right now, chess. Let's just raid someone random with a few viewers. Alireza? I can't see him. But I think he has enough viewers as it is. I can't find him. Must watch Alireza. Okay, see you Griffo. Thanks for watching. Yeah, I know who he is. I just didn't find him on Twitch. I read someone called the chess coach, never seen before. So yeah, bye and thanks for watching once more.